Here's a situation. You're out in the battlefield doing your thing when you stumble across the king that leads the opposing force, fallen and defenseless on the ground. But you are nothing more than a humble soldier who kills other humble soldiers, and without the status of a courageous knight, the question arises, are you or anyone in a similar position permitted to take the life of the king? Or is it customary for the common soldier to defer such a significant act to higher ranking individuals? But in this moment, you, the humble soldier, could end the battle for good. Thus, could you kill a king in battle? Fortunately for the common soldier living in medieval Europe, there were no restrictions preventing them from killing a king or any other aristocrats. When soldiers could identify a particularly significant individual in battle, the approach however likely involved capturing rather than outright killing, driven by political purposes and the potential for profitable ransoms. A notable instance of this occurred at the Battle of Poitiers, where the French King John II was taken prisoner in the midst of a chaotic struggle, leading to the accidental killing of other high-ranking French aristocrats by English troops in a fervour to capture the king specifically. Fortunately for King John II, he would live to see another day, as he was eventually ransomed for 3 million gold écus. Even more surprisingly, when kings were slain in battle, it does not appear to have stirred significant controversy. In the case of John the Blind, King of Bohemia, who died at the Battle of Crécy, his killer remained unspecified and anonymous in historical accounts. The tale of his demise is presented more as an illustration of John's bravery and valiant character. The medieval chronicler John Froissart provided the following description of John's final deeds. For all that he was nigh blind, when he understood the order of the battle, he said to them about him, "Where is the Lord Charles my son?" His men said, "Sir, we cannot tell, we think he be fighting." Then he said, "Sirs, ye are my men, my companions and friends in this journey. I require you bring me so far forward that I may strike one stroke with my sword." They said they would do his commandment, and to the intent that they should not lose him in the press, they tied all their reins or their bridles each to other, and set the king before to accomplish his desire, and so they went on their enemies. The Lord Charles of Bohemia his son, who wrote himself King of Almaine, and bare the arms, he came in good order to the battle, but when he saw that the matter went awry on their party, he departed. I cannot tell you which way. The king his father was so far forward that he strake a stroke with his sword, yea and more than 4, and fought valiantly, and so did his company, and they adventured themselves so forward that they were there all slain, and the next day they were found in the place about the king, and all their horses tied each to other. Thus, much like John the Blind, kings who engaged in battle understood the inherent risk of being killed or captured on the battlefield. English military contracts from the 100 Years' War indicate that there was no stigma associated with common soldiers capturing significant individuals. These contracts often included clauses stipulating that noteworthy and significant prisoners would be surrendered to the king in exchange for a monetary payment, with the amount increasing based on the importance of the prisoner. This arrangement benefited both parties. Common soldiers were unlikely to afford the cost of accommodating and providing for a royal prisoner during the ransom negotiations, while the royalty found the payment for such a captive to be a small expense compared to the eventual ransom. Hence, the primary constraint on killing a king in battle was the soldier's desire to maximize profits by capturing them strictly alive for an eventual ransom. This is evident in the reluctance of some English troops to execute their prisoners during the Battle of Agincourt. While this reluctance is sometimes interpreted as commentary on class relations, it seems to be soldiers simply prioritizing their financial interests. Whatever the case, it seems that the English would have made a killing from these ransoms, since the Battle of Agincourt is one of the most important English triumphs in the 100 Years' War, alongside the Battle of Crécy and the Battle of Poitiers. This has been me, Jack, and if you've killed a king in battle, please leave the ransom amount in the comments down below.